Alrighty. Tuesday stream time. Oh, I didn't publish my socials. Let me do that quickly. And then let's do the good old check. I try and do this before I... Yeah, it's live. I try and do that before I go live, but I forget. Okay. So in today's video, I want to look into what it would look like if I actually gave a Copilot repository some better onboarding instructions. When I was building, so a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever it was, I was building this job application plugin, and I was kind of building it through using a bunch of GitHub Copilot pull requests. If you want to see that build, it's somewhere here in my history, in my videos. I think it was this one, this VS Code and GitHub Copilot one, Path to No Code Software Development. I think it was then, so it was about 3 weeks ago. And then last week I did some plugin check errors. So I'll copy those links if you want to check out that. So there's that one. And that one. And one of the things that bugged me during that process was the fact that... Sorry, I'm just turning my phone off. One of the major things that bugged me was that the code in question, when it built the block, it used... Everything there was fine. All the sort of core WordPress stuff was fine. But the block registration, I'm trying to find the code now. There you go. The block registration was like registering the scripts manually in the PHP file. And then the source directory just had like an index.js style in an editor, which then got built into the build directory. And I wasn't using a lot of the up-to-date stuff. So there's been some improvements to how WordPress loads blocks. And so what I would really like to do is I'd like to create a Copilot instructions file that has a set of rules that it follows, starting with it should always build blocks in a certain way. And I've kind of been thinking about how I'm going to do this. And then my friend Elliot Richmond, he is a WordPress theme and plugin developer from somewhere in the UK. He also owns a pizza making place. But he did this video on building a block theme with AI. And in the video, he talks about a claude.md file, basically Claude instructions file, that he set up and that he used. You can, in the description of his video, you can click on, there's a link, you fill in your email address and he sends you the MD file. I'm not going to share it on screen right now. But essentially he talks about how to structure your file, why context matters more than the prompt itself, and all that kind of thing. And this actually ties back to a comment that somebody left on one of my videos a while ago. Somebody I actually met in WordCamp US. Trying to find it now. You watch now. I'm not going to find the video, the comment that I'm looking for. Okay, let's go to my channel. my studio. Maybe it's in there somewhere. Community, I think it is. Yeah, it's in the community somewhere. Here we go. David Shargle. Also start with a role in the prompt, something like you're an expert senior WordPress theme plugin block developer that specializes in efficient PHP development. David is somebody that I met, chatted to at WordCamp US, and he reminded me of the fact that it's always a good idea to give the agents some form of instructions. One of the better sort of sets of instruction files that I saw was the feature API. This is sort of the precursor to the abilities API. And if you have a look at the cursor rules, there's instructions for the feature API itself, and then there are instructions for the demo plugin. And you'll see the demo plugin instructions are a lot less. You're a modern WordPress plugin developer, create a demo plugin of an agent that uses that, and then links to docs. Use WordPress components where possible. Component style sheet has been loaded, and you have these custom properties to use. We look at the feature API. There's important WordPress coding standards. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so there's all of that. So that's kind of stuff you can use. There's also something called agents.md, which is supposedly, the idea is that it's like a README for agents. And you basically set it up for any project, and then whichever agent you're using can hopefully use this stuff. So I've been kind of thinking about all of this and trying to figure out how I can create an instructions file that I can sort of start building on, and then I can pull it into a new project every time I'm building a demo plugin, and it'll use those instructions. So the other nice thing about Copilot, and all the agents do this. Cursor, I think, does this. Claude does it. There's an init command for Claude. Copilot has this onboarding thing, which I've showcased in a couple of videos, couple of live streams. You can, let me just find it here. You can configure custom instructions. So you can have personal instructions for Copilot. So that's how the agent interacts with you, by the looks of it. You can also add repository instructions. And you create a Copilot instructions file, and then you can do various things. But you can also ask Copilot to generate one for you based on a project code base. So that's kind of what I want to do. And I want to start with creating a block. So I'm going to generate a block using the create block tool, which is something that I know how to use. The other thing I want to do is I want to add PHP CS with the WordPress coding standard support to that plugin. And then I want to use that as the foundation to create a GitHub Copilot instructions file, and then tweak it manually myself if I need to over time. So that's kind of what I'm kind of fiddling with right now. So I want to see how far I get today with that. And then going forward, it's something I want to start using in more and more projects. So I'm hoping that by doing this, I can sort of create a better base, and I can end up with better code when I'm testing things out, when I'm playing things, when I'm doing things. So that's the plan for today. I think my goal for today will just be get the initial Copilot instructions set up, get the initial plugin set up, generate the Copilot instructions, do any tweaking, and then run a test and see when I create a new project with those instructions, what happens. So to do that, I'm going to need a WordPress site. I'm going to delete this blank site that I have here and just create an empty one. Need my password. I wish I could use my fingerprint scanner on my laptop for that password. So let's create a new site. I'm just going to call it, let's call it Copilot instructions. And we'll use this to generate any future instructions and tweak it. Oh my God. Okay, while that's spinning up, password read it again. Let me open up that, to my password correctly. Let's open up that directory. Okay. This I can kill. I don't think I'm using this anymore. All right. So Studio Copilot instructions. Adobe content plugins. There we go. Sorry, but how it's gone. See if I can get how AI generated is this, dude? I've seen it lately on my Brave background, and I'm like, it's so AI, this guy is so AI generated. It's not even funny. Okay, so let's use create block to create the demo. I like to give it a namespace. So let's say create block latest. Let's call it, let's say the namespace is just Jonathan Passenger. And let's say the plugin is going to be called plugin scaffold, plugin demo. Just call it plugin demo for now. Okay, that's going to do a whole bunch of things. Yes, that's fine. While I'm doing that, I'm going to create the GitHub repository for it. Let's create a new repository. Just call it plugin demo. A blank block. Let's say a demo WordPress plugin to train to create Copilot instructions. Okay, I don't want any of this nonsense. Yeah, don't need any of this. Okay. Plugin demo is still being created, so let us grab this. Okay, that's plugin demo, so that's been created. Right. Cool. Let's go plugin demo. Let's initialize the git. Let's go git list git branch minus m trunk. Git branch m trunk. Okay, so that's all ready. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tweak a few things here. Okay, so plugin demo. Let's commit the code we have so far. Git status editor git git add all. Edit config, git ignore, bold, package, plugin demo readme, that's fine. Git rm cached bold, don't want bold directory. Okay, let's add the bold directory to the git ignore. Okay. Cool. Git commit minus a, that's happiness. Commit. Okay. Then let's add the remote. Push trunk. Okay, so there's our basic plugin setup. The other thing I want to do is I want to add PHP-CS. There we go. I mean, PHP-CS WordPress Plugin is the whole thing. So to do that, I need Composer installed, and then I need to Composer. There we go. That one. There's this cool thing I saw the other day. I wish I could remember now where it was, where you could actually copy individual lines. And I wish GitHub would implement that. I need to find it and send it to them as a feature request. Okay, so let's go paste. Oh, Composer is not initialized. Okay, so let's go Composer in it. Okay, Jonathan Bunch plugin demo, that's fine. What did we say it was? We said it was. Go. Yep. Minimum stability. Going to leave that. I never know what the minimum stability option is for Composer in it. Composer net. What to set for minimum stability. Minimum stability to stable. Okay, I never plan to commit this to packages, so that's fine. It can just be stable. It is a WordPress plugin. GPL 2.0. Later. Nope. 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 Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's get on with this. And then let's get on with that. Okay, so now PHP-CS is installed. Let's just do a quick check that it works. So it will be the plugin demo file. Cool, happiness. So that's all good. So then, untracked files, composer.json, git, add composer.json. Can I spell today? Composer lock. Adding PHP, CS, OPCS. Okay. So there's my basic plugin environment setup. Let's have a look at the code. Code is fairly straightforward. Okay, So here's a couple of things I want to do. I want to make sure that this plugin requires WordPress 6.8 or higher. What that means is I can simplify this code a little bit. So let's do that. And I also want to make it require PHP versions. I think it's 8.3, 8.2, 8.1. Okay, so 8.1, 2025. Where's the PHP versions page? 8.1 is until the end of this year. 8.2, 8.3. So let's make it 8.1 for now. Requires at least 1%. Requires PHP 8.1. Yeah, happy with that. Going to tweak the description a little bit. Ah. No, that's not what I wanted. Why didn't that copy? Probably because I used the wrong keyboard combination. Okay, let's just go. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. That I don't honestly care about. Okay, so now because of that, I can get rid of all of this stuff. And I can use block types from metadata collection. And I'm going to leave the documentation in there. I'm also going to move this to the top. I'm going to include this in my instructions. I guarantee you that as well. I do not like my action initializations below the function. It's less readable. So that is fine. I don't want that. So that's fine. Okay, happy with that. Let's run a quick PHP check. All good. Then how did that happen? Okay, let's update all of these descriptions everywhere. Okay. Okay, that's all good. I think that should be it. I should update the readme.txt, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to ever submit this to to the repository, so I'm just going to delete that file. And then let's go into the block.json and update things here. So plugin demo. That's fine. I just had a thought. Is Copilot? Yeah, it's all lowercase. I probably should put. I don't know if Copilot's trademarked. I don't think it is. I might get into trouble. Okay, and then in the edits, let's just plugin demo. That's fine. The save is fine. I'm probably going to need to tell it to use a render.php if it needs to do dynamic, but that's fine. I can add that later. Cool. So that's all the demo code. So let's commit that. Just here. I don't know. Tweaking the demo code should be good enough. Okay. So with that in place, what I could do now is I could actually just run this on the command line. Okay, so you navigate to Copilot agents. Okay. Let me close some windows here. Okay, so there's our plugin demo. Cool. So let's create, select the repository you want to generate the custom instructions for. Set plugin demo. Plugin demo. Using copy the following prompt, customizing if needed. Okay. The task is to onboard this repository to Copilot Coding Agent by adding that. It contains information describing how a coding agent seeing it for the first time can work most efficiently. You'll do this task only one time per repository, and doing a good job can significantly improve. So take your time, think carefully, and search thoroughly before writing instructions. Instructions must be no longer than 2 pages, must be source-specific. Okay. I'm fine with that. Okay, let's see what it does. Now, it is now, by my watch, 14:20, just turned 14:29. I'm going to guess this thing is going to create a pull request. Maybe there's an action running. No, nothing yet. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. It's just created a pull request. There we go. And now it's going to start that process. It's quite a prompt if you look at it. It's interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's go see what it's doing. So funnily enough, I got this email the other day that there was some billing issue with Copilot, and my quota usage was reset like yesterday. So I have all the premium requests. I don't know how many I get on my account, but yeah, it's gonna go wild today. Okay, so it's viewing the repository, it's looking through. Hopefully it picks up this is a demo plugin. And I can do something with that. I might have to tweak the instructions file a little bit manually, which is fine. While I'm doing that, I want to see if I have Copilot CLI installed locally. So this is Copilot. Okay. I think I have it installed locally. Yes, I do. Okay. Failed to start MCP service. What is that thing to show files again? I hate find out hidden files. Command Shift period. Which one? There we go. Oh, that's not working. Interesting. Specific name. That's probably why. Silly bot. Let's try that again. That's better. Okay. Okay, so I do have that installed, so that's great. Hoping to use this thing is still thinking. Hack to do markers. Interesting. I feel like the coding agent in the GitHub Web UI takes a lot longer than the coding agent in the terminal. Maybe I'm wrong. I wonder what would happen if we use that same set of instructions locally. How long would that take? Let's find out. And here's a question, is it going to handle all that context? Looks like it did. Can't I just tell this thing to always run this command? That's one of the things I like about Claude, is you can say yes and future yeses. Now I've got to sit here and hit yes every time. Wonder if the run is still running. Yeah, it's still installing Composer dependencies. Good grief. Okay, so it's testing all the commands that it can run. This is still installing Composer. Composer dependencies. I think I broke it. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do this side by side. Keep an eye on things. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's got a long time to build a project. It's crazy. I guess my laptop, my local laptop, is faster than whatever this GitHub Action is running on. So in this instance, maybe it's quicker to do this locally. Okay, copy that to that. Why is it doing that? Why does it want to back up? Okay. Now it's still checking Composer dependencies. There we go. Don't know what it's doing. No, that's fine. Oh, it's checking, changing linting, build workflows. Interesting. I mean, it's still on test lint. I mean, this is quite a comprehensive set of steps. I do feel like locally this thing's going to run quicker. Probably because my laptop is faster than whatever environment that's running in. Hey, this is cool. I just noticed it's got like a remaining requests percentage at the bottom. That's quite nice. I wonder what this is in Claude Sonnet. I think I've got that configured. Should see something here. No, it's fine. I just have Claude Sonnet enabled, but I don't think I have it set as like the default. So it'll be interesting to know. Interesting. I wonder what this is using. Doesn't show. Ah, dang. I should show which model it was using. Interesting. Okay, that's doing clean installs. Oh, npm is apparently not installed in the dependencies. Stuff like that annoys me. No, this thing has gone off on it's like having issues installing package dependencies, probably because I have it already installed. So let's exit out of here. And let's move node modules, and it's rm minus rf available. Okay. Now I'm going to start this thing all over again. Still feel like it might be quicker. Because this thing is still working. Oh, this is actually created the file. Now it's reinstalling into it. Grief. I did not expect this to take this long, I'll be honest. We're 16 minutes in already. And this thing is still going. So this is one of those areas where it kind of sucks doing this on a live stream, because normally what I would do is I would let this thing go off and I'd go do something else. And let it do its thing, and then I'll come back and review it. So doing this live is really painful, but let's see what it generates. Maybe it'll be something useful. There are no dev dependencies. Why are you struggling, you stupid? Ah, good grief. Where's this going? Okay, this looks like it's getting somewhere. Okay, so that took 17 minutes. At least it tells you what it did. It tested all of those. Validated everything. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. I'll come back to that maybe some other time. Let's see what this has done. So here's our pull request. is this whole firewalls thing. Which apparently you can configure. I need to dive into that next. Looks like this is done. So let's see what we've got. So what did it change in composer.json? Interesting. Don't know why I did that. Okay, let's have a look at the instructions. WordPress plugin, block development, block editor. Okay, Node.js, npm, PHP 8.3, Composer, always install dependencies in this order. I mean, I honestly don't think that matters, but okay. Always run build after making JavaScript changes. That's cool that it's actually generating that. Okay. Okay, so I've got all this linting and code quality stuff. Plugin distribution. Now this is where it gets interesting, because obviously what it's doing here is it's using the plugin demo name. And I'm going to want to pull this into another plugin. And then rename things. So I don't know how I would do that. That's an interesting problem to solve. I wonder if Copilot can fix that problem for us. So let's merge this. Okay, so now we have those Copilot instructions. So let's say this. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Update the GitHub Copilot instructions to work for any WordPress. I'm going to sneeze again. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Plugin. Use a placeholder instead of plugin demo that allows the Copilot instructions.md file to be used in other WordPress plugin repositories. Let's see what Copilot does with that. Ideally, instructions file should be usable by other plugin developers for their own plugin projects. Okay, while that's doing that, I'm going to turn my mic off quickly and blow my nose. Thanks, AJ. Sorry. What I was saying was, it sets it up so that you have to manually replace the placeholders. So what we could do, I guess, is I haven't merged this yet. So what we could maybe do is I wonder how you would use this. Because ideally what you wanted to do is actually have some instructions around the fact that when you let me go back to the pull request. Oh, it's this heavy epic music again. Yeah, so it's these four: plugin name, plugin file, namespace block. Let's go have a look at this. Okay, let's do some tweaking. Yeah, let's set string to origin trunk. Did I do that wrong? Git branch. Okay, let's have a look here. It's kind of not what I wanted. Okay, I don't need the repository overview stuff. Maybe we just have WordPress plugin. Okay, and we just have Copilot instructions. WordPress plugin, primary language. this should be PHP, JavaScript there. Frameworks, WordPress block editor, WordPress scripts. I mean, I don't know if you can call that a framework, but okay. So let's say WordPress block editor, Gutenberg, WordPress scripts. Runtime. WordPress 6.8 plus, PHP 8.1 plus, Node.js 20 plus. That can stay like that. Repository size, that I can remove. I don't need that. So we'll say Node.js greater than PM greater than PHP is it 8.1 or higher. Composer 2 bar or higher. That's fine. That should be fine. I wonder if we just leave those things like that. Okay, let's see if that'll work. If I just kind of generalize that a little bit more. So let's commit those changes. Okay. Cool. Now, let's try and create a new project. So let's create a new plugin project. So we'll say new repository. And I'm going to call this. Can I work on the job applications again? I'm going to call it. Okay, so many years ago, I had a nickname online called Psycho. I'm going to call it that just because I have JB as the other one. And then I'm going to copy some things. So let's do this. I need to find my job applications repository. Oh, there it is. It's over there. Silly boy. So let's go WordPress job application plugin. Okay. I could have turned this into a template. That would actually be pretty cool to do, but maybe not today. That's probably the way to go about it. Is turn it into a template with package.json, Composer, Copilot instructions. Well, let's see what it does with just the instructions. So let's leave all of that for now. Okay, and let's create this here. Okay, all right, I've got it over here. Let's copy that. paste it there. Yes. Yes. Okay. And oh, in the wrong place. Fast. Okay, so we've got the GitHub there. So let's go git add GitHub Copilot instructions. Add Copilot instructions. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Okay. So that's given this some code. So now I want to see if I take the very first pull request. It doesn't have, oh, there's the original prompt. There we go. So I want to take that original prompt and I want to give that to Copilot here. And I want to say create Psychro Java application plugin. And I want to use, let's just call it WordPress Java application plugin. That's fine. Title. Okay, so that's the same prompt that I was using there. The only difference now is I have the GitHub Copilot instructions. Let's see if this works. Let's see what happens if we assign this to Copilot. Do I need to give it the Copilot instructions file? I don't think so. Let's see what it does. Okay. I don't think this thing has gotten the right idea from the prompt, to be honest. Let's just see here. Okay, I'm going to stop this session and try that again. That did not work the way I wanted it to. Let's try that again. I'm going to close this pull request. Okay. Great. Okay, here we go. Here is a better option. Okay, so I gave it a very bad title. Original prompt, create the title, create the thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see what it goes and does. Hey, bad dude caught. What did you want to do? Coding agents or job application plugins or what? I'm going to see how well this thing does this and how long it takes. Oh, interesting. I don't know. I haven't read Seth's post. Let's have a look. Let's see what Seth is up to. Seth's doing some cool stuff. So if Seth is doing this, then I recommend it. Let's just see what he's got here. He's using the agents workflow, which is kind of similar. I'm just minus specifically Copilot at the moment, but it looks like a lot similar. It looks like his agents is way more involved than mine. I'm just starting with a very basic one. But I'm hoping that my instructions file ends up being as detailed as this. So cool. Thanks for sharing, man. I'll definitely check that out. And take it from there. Okay. Ah, there we go. Check for Copilot instructions. Found it. Yay. Okay. Now, what I'm hoping will happen is that we will end up with a better plugin structure compared to my original plugin. With PHP CS, with WordPress scripts installed, using the newer stuff. That's what I'm hoping. And if that works, then I'd love to see what it would look like to turn this into some kind of template that I can keep reusing. Maybe something similar to what Seth is doing. I really like this thing that you shared, Court, so thank you very much. It's a lot to read through, so I'll read through it after this. Looks like it's quite detailed, which is nice. But let's see what we end up with here. Because what would be cool is if I could take this, where is it now? I've lost it. So if I could take this plugin demo thing, not that one. If I could take that and turn it into a template, and it just has the instructions. Would it have the source? I wonder. Maybe it would have the source, but it would have the editor config, the git ignore, the composer files. Would it have the main plugin file? I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn about how to use templates. But it would be cool if you could create a new GitHub repository, select that template, pulls in all the instructions and all the structure, and then use Copilot to create your first plugin. That would be pretty awesome, I think. So I think that's what I'm working towards. All of this. Okay, it looks like it's doing some good things here. I'm going to need to give it information about if it's a dynamic block for rendering. But it looks like it's creating the right files for me, which is exactly what I wanted. I just hope the damn thing works. That's always the scary part. It's like it generates all this code, and then you install it and it breaks. But let's see what this does. Let's see what this does. I officially have another 40 minutes. I usually like to stream for about 2 hours, so I was hoping this would only take about an hour and a half, but it's taking longer than I expected. I'm also thinking about like what would it look like once you create the template? How do you add things to it? I'm gonna have to learn about GitHub templates, I guess. Creating a template. You can make an existing repository template so you and others can generate new repositories with the same structure. Yeah, that's what I'm working towards. So creating a new plugin template repository that is the basics of what you need to start a new project. So that might be what plugin demo ends up being about. I'm going to have to add instructions around what happens when you need a dynamic block. Don't know how I'm going to do that. I'll figure it out. I might have to do a section, maybe under the directory structure, maybe having like an output, or like, what if you can say optional? Like if you do a render and then optional. I would need to include some information around I need to figure that out. Anyway, this looks like it's still working. Let's see how it's going. What would be really cool is if this thing would push its changes to the PR while it's testing. So then while the tests are being run, or while it's checking itself, I could actually have a look at the files that are being generated. Because at the moment it's created the files. So the files are all there sitting in the virtual machine somewhere. But it'd be really cool if it could commit those changes to wherever I need them. Court says, I feel like this is what Cursor did with their backbot. Interesting. I haven't used Cursor's backbot, so I can't say. Why is Babel needed? Interesting. What is this thing going to do? This is backbot. It's interesting. Click off an agent. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I honestly just stumbled across this GitHub Copilot agent. It was released somewhere back in May, but I had no idea it was there. And then one weekend I was busy building up another one of these random ideas that I have, and I just saw the fact that when you create a new repo, you can give it some instructions that can go off and do it. So I guess it's kind of where they're all going. What I do like about Copilot, for example, is if I'm working in VS Code, I can trigger Copilot's things. If I'm working in PHP Storm, I can, from here, I can, where was it? There was somewhere where I could, like, maybe it was in the chat. But so I can type an instruction here. So let's say update the Copilot instructions, and then I can delegate it to the coding agent in the cloud. So it's kind of one of the reasons why I'm enjoying the GitHub Copilot coding agent, because it's kind of IDE agnostic. I can do that from VS Code. I can do that from PHP Storm. I can do it from the web view in the GitHub repository. I think that's the power of like the Copilot stuff, is GitHub has been around for so long, so everybody's kind of used to it. Those of us who use it. So I like the fact that, in fact, I built something, as I say, over the one weekend where I literally sat down, started a repository, downloaded the code, tested it, found an issue, opened an issue in GitHub Copilot, assigned it to the agent in the web view, went off and did something else, made coffee or played a game of chess with my kid or whatever, let it do its thing, came back, pulled the latest version of the code, or that branch, tested it locally, happy, submit. So it was just really like multitasking type environment. I've tried doing it. I've tried multitasking on 2 different projects at the same time, and that doesn't work because my brain can't keep up. But if I'm working on one task, like a writing task or a research task, and I also want to create some demo code to go along with that task, farming off that experience to the coding agent, I found to be very, very beneficial. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, one of the things that it does that annoys me is it doesn't follow very specific structures and things. So that's why I'm trying to create this instructions file to get it to do things the way I want to do it. So we'll see how good it is. Looks like it's actually like, now that I've given it the instructions, it's like it's picking up errors. It's doing CSS linting and all of that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. It does mean it takes longer, and that's where I would love to have, like, in the coding agent, while it's doing the testing, I would love to see the code and see what it's generating. Now, here's where things get interesting. A little while ago, I tweeted, and I'm not going to find it, so let me do a quick advanced search here. No, that's not what I want. It's forgotten how to do an advanced search on Twitter. I think it's this. No, it's not that either. Search. I thought it was search advanced. Oh, there we go. Just see if I can find from John Passenger. I had a conversation with a couple of the folks from VS Code, specifically PS Bogan, Mario Rodriguez. So one thing I've been meaning to ask them is how do I submit feature requests to GitHub Copilot? I wonder if there's a way. There must be. Hang on. GitHub Copilot coding agent. There must be a GitHub repository for this thing somewhere. So I would love to submit features for this thing. Where can I submit feature requests? Coding agent. Let's see if it can give me. gonna have to figure that out. But I would love to be able to say to them, like, while the thing is running, submit the files. I can check them out. Okay, it started submitting them now, so I'll refresh that. Yeah, now I've got 14 files. It's adding readmes. So let's see what it's done so far. Okay, it looks like it's done the editor config. Looks like it's got the git ignore, composer JSON. Okay, that looks good. Composer lock I'm not worried about. Package JSON looks good. Picks up author's psycho. That's interesting. I don't mind that. It's required 6.8. Cool. Ooh, I didn't tell it to. I forgot to tell it where I want my action hooks and where I want my hooks and things. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, let's see if it has. There's the block init. So it's done the block init, right? That looks good. Looks like it's worked. I'm very happy with that, I must say. Looks like it's done what I wanted it to. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to have to... Let's log some issues here quickly while I think about it. Update, GitHub, Copilot instructions. When update the instructions around the use of details around the use of press hooks. Hook registration should always take place before the hook callback function. Example, add action net function whatever. So that's something I'm going to want to add to it, and then we can test that out. I think I'll work on that next week. I also want to have a look at the code that it generated and just see what other I'm also going to need to add something about dynamic rendering, so I don't know how that's going to work. But the plan is I'm going to create some issues. Hopefully it updates the GitHub instructions file, and then we can use it, do some more things with it. But I'm quite happy with what has happened here so far. From what I can see, it looks pretty good. I haven't tested it yet. I'm not going to get a chance to test it today. Maybe I'll test it next week. But so far, so good. So I guess the whole point of this is that it is definitely more beneficial to create instruction files for your coding agents, whether you do it through the coding agent and then tweak it, whether you use an agents.md like Seth has done here. Thank you again, Bad Dude Cord, for sharing that link. We'll definitely be reading that. Seth, if you're watching. It definitely makes the code that it generates better. I don't know. I still don't know whether it works or not. If you have a, let me see if this thing. Why is this thing still working? I'm gonna. Oh, it's doing code review feedback. So it actually did like a code review of its own somewhere along the line. When did that happen? Was that in the... Now I want to know what's going on there. So working for 20 minutes. Oh, it's busy doing something about build input. Oh, there, it ran a code QL. It also did a Copilot code review. Interesting. I wonder if this is a new thing. I've never seen the Copilot code review happen. I wonder if that's because of the GitHub instructions. That could very well be because of the GitHub instructions. I missed that. Now I can't tell if this is happening because of the instructions or because of something new that happened in Copilot, but that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So what's it doing now? So I do kind of feel like with those instructions, the quality of the stuff that I'm getting is that much better. So it looks like it's all done. It's still working. Security summary and documentation. That's one thing I don't want it to do. So that's maybe another thing I need to tell it not to do. So let's go back here. Okay, so let's go update GitHub Copilot. This is something that I noticed. Instructions of empty with a note on summaries and documentation. Update the file to note that the coding agent should not generate, oh wait, the note on, this is what I want to say, generating additional files. Should not generate any additional files other than are what are required for the assigned task. Do not generate, for example, summary and documentation files unless explicitly requested to do so. That was something that I noticed in the original thing. There was all of this summary and testing and blah blah MD file bits that I hated. So that's something I want to add to the instructions file as well. Other than that, let's have a look and see if this is finished yet. See if we can quickly test this before I have to hard stop. It looks okay. It looks like it's finished. It's requested a review from me, which means it considers itself done. Let's do a quick checkout. So what's nice about VS Code? I'm going to open up Copilot instructions. No. No. Okay. Wait. Do you have this here? Yes, I do. Good. In VS Code, I can, let me just close this folder. I could do this using GitHub Desktop as well if I wanted to. But VS Code has this nice little extension for managing pull requests and testing them. So I'm going to very quickly open that up. So from here I can go to the GitHub pull requests and issues extension. And it'll find that pull request. And I can very quickly check it out, which is nice. Okay, so that'll give us all that code. Let's just refresh this here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's good. All right, let's do a quick Composer install. npm install. Kind of excited to see what will happen here. npm run build. Okay, we're getting some log things, some deprecations, which I'm going to need to dive into. I have a feeling. Now let's compose on this package. Okay, it's using a really old version of WordPress scripts. If we have a look at my plugin demo, it's using that version, so we're going to have to update those probably. So I'll make a note of that later. But let's see if this works. Okay, so we have a list of job applications. Let's go to posts. Doesn't look like the block is building. Doesn't look like the block is building. Oh, that's the plugin demo folder. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong place. There's no blocks manifest. That's the problem. Hasn't generated the blocks manifest. And that's probably because it's using an old version of WordPress script. Okay, that's fine. I can update those version numbers and things if I need to. So that's where I'm going to end today. I'm going to try and see if I can find some more time to work on this week. If I don't, I'll just carry on next week. But at least, so it feels like it sucks that it doesn't work, but at least the structure is what I want. So the minor things here and there I can tweak, but the core structure is right. Version numbers I can fix. So it's getting there. I'm happier with that than what I was with the original attempt. When I did this without a Copilot instructions, but the Copilot instructions definitely seems to improve the output, improve what it creates, definitely needs some work. So yeah, I'm curious to see where this takes me. That's going to be it for me today, folks. I hope you've had some fun with me doing all of that. You're welcome to join me next week. Thank you everybody for your input in the chat. You're welcome to check out the code, check out the repository. If you feel like adding some issues to the plugin demo stuff, you're welcome to. I'm going to definitely add that issue around version numbers. And then I'm going to let Copilot Coding Agent fix those for me while I'm working on other things. But that's it for me for this week, folks. Have a great one, and I'll see you next week. Bye.